As always, my message remains the same. Spend less, live more, earn your freedom with frugality. Today, we're going to continue our discussion of Stoic virtue ethics as espoused by the Greek and Roman Stoics, including names like Seneca, Marcus Aurelius, and even Aristotle. So, we've gone over the 3 of the 4 cardinal virtues so far, which include wisdom, courage, and temperance, or as I called them, and the Greeks called them, phronesis, fortitudo, andreia, sophrosyne, and enkrateia. And today, we are going to talk about justice, or as the Romans called it, Aequitas, or the Greeks, dikaiosine, also in Latin, injustitia and epikeia. Anyways, it's actually a common topic even in the New Testament of the Bible, where it's frequently translated as righteousness. It's a broader concept than the one that we use normally to discuss justice, like in the legal system, which is obviously on the news lately because of Roe versus Wade being overturned, which is a complicated topic in and of itself, but in general, I support freedom of all kinds. So, we should all ask ourselves, are we kind, courteous, understanding, respectful, fair, and generous? Plato described the ideal city-state in his book, The Republic, right? And in this book, he espouses several different forms of virtue, including temperance, prudence, fortitude, and justice, and he ascribes several of these to like individual classes within his city-states. Temperance belongs to the producing class, prudence to the rulers, fortitude to the warriors, but justice is an overall thing. It applies to every aspect. Aristotle fully elucidates these principles in his book, The Nicomachean Ethics, in Book 3, as well as in Rhetoric. But Cicero, Marcus Tullius Cicero, the Roman statesman and philosopher, once said that justice, Aequitas, is the crowning glory of the virtues. See, it's about morality, like whether or not our actions are right and just, how we impact the people and communities around us. In Aristotle's examination of these concepts, he talks about them as being the moderates between extremes, right? So with justice, it's the moderate between selfishness and selflessness. Too much of either one is bad for you. I've totally been overly selfless at points in my life, like when I bought a girl a house. Was not thinking about myself, and in terms of our society, certainly set myself back. However, it was definitely like a generous thing of me to do, but that doesn't mean that it was the most virtuous act that I could have taken, right? Now, being overly selfish and only being concerned about yourself is, honestly, it's easy in our society. Things are very expensive, and most employers do not pay their employees very much. So people get kind of, I've seen it throughout my life. There's a desperateness that's inherent in our people, it seems. And these traits are not good. Marcus Aurelius once remarked, "What is not good for the beehive cannot be good for the bees." Which is another thing I've discussed before too, particularly in my video, many of the highest paid in our society add absolutely no value to it. You see, those people are making, like real estate wholesalers are making a ton of money, but I don't think that what they're doing is good. And I don't think Marcus Aurelius, the Stoic Roman emperor, would have believed so either, because what those people are doing is not good for the community as a whole. Damage done to the community is ultimately damaging to ourselves. Justice is our ability to benefit the community. So a true Stoic would, Roman or Greek, they would judge their own worth based off the value they have added to their community, right? It's the morality behind how we act, specifically in relation to our community and the people within it. And Cicero once said that virtue may be defined as a habit of mind, or anime, in harmony with reason and the order of nature. He said that virtue is composed of 4 parts, with the most important one being justice. And Marcus Aurelius recommended that we identify with these virtues rather than material possessions. What I think is incredibly interesting is at the beginning of this entire journey, whenever I was in Arkansas, Little Rock, right? I started talking about some of these things. And at the time, I only kind of knew Stoic philosophy in passing. I had read Meditations back when I was like 19, almost 10 years ago. But what's interesting is all of these thoughts that I've come up with about consumerism, the demoralized mind, all of this stuff is things that I have felt and have seen in my own personal life and in the lives of those around me as I've been on this earth for almost 30 years now. But they've been present since antiquity. Humankind has been facing the same inner battles with the same inner demons since we were a nascent species. Dude, I'm soaked right now. I was already kind of wet, but Smith Lake has about 21,000 acres worth of land, and I gotta tell you guys, I don't think I'm gonna be able to explore it all while I wait for my car to be fixed. I may have gone 2 or 3 miles one way today, which means that I'm gonna end up going about 5 miles round trip, and that is tough on your arms. Anyways, so in addition to sophrosyne or prudence, enkrateia, wisdom andreia, and temperance or moderation, fortitudo, we've got justice or aequitas, injustitia, dikaiosine or epikeia. Again, numerous translations depending on whether you're coming from the Greek or the Latin, but it's been in the Bible, featured heavily, normally translated as righteousness. And truly what the greatest men in Western civilization realized a long time ago is that we need to value our own actions based off the impact it has on our community and other people, right? There is no honor in self-aggrandizement. Or, in other words, being a selfish jerk is not cool. Straight up. Tomorrow we will continue examining the Great Depression. Yesterday we talked about Rome. Yesterday we spoke a little bit about Caesar and the Second Triumvirate. The day before that we talked about the resulting political and economic instability after the Great Depression began and during the 30s. So tomorrow we're going to jump back into the Great Depression, continue our discussion there. This water is almost like a hot tub, I gotta tell you. Also, just look at how beautiful what I'm looking at out here is. Really quite elegant. And then just look back there too. Really all around, very, very, very beautiful area over here. Freely available, by the way. There's actually a campsite just over that little knoll. You can't see it from here, but anybody can come here and camp for free. At least as far as I think. You might have to pay if you bring like an RV or something. But anybody can come out, and if they've got a paddleboard, they can paddleboard around here, just like I am, free of cost. Anyways, that's really all I have for you guys today. I'm going to do a quick meditation. It's about 5 or 6 o'clock my time. I woke up a little bit later. I will do another guided meditation for your guys' sake, also for my own sake, helping cultivate some equanimity, or equanimitas, as the Romans would say. And I will see y'all tomorrow. As always, my message remains the same. Spend less, live more, earn your freedom with frugality. This is a wandering author here, reminding you that we are all the authors of our own lives. What are you guys doing to inspire, uplift, and empower your community today? Because this world isn't changing unless we all do our part, and you can count on me to do mine daily. Until next time, y'all have a good day now. Love you guys.